From his first court appearance in 2019 to that final moment in court today as he exited the courtroom, the state's case against Patrick Crusius is officially over, but not before he faced the people that he could not silence.
Yeah, he is a clown. That's all I see in him.
And he deserves death penalty for sure. But I also think that it's time for us to move forward.
Look at me. Look at my son.
I feel in my heart to hug you very tight.
You killed my dad, my 90-year-old father, you son of a...
So today marked the final day of impact statements in the state's case against Patrick Crusius, the man who brought so much pain to this community and who will now spend the rest of his life behind bars. Hey everyone, thanks for being with us. I'm Robert Olguin.
And I'm Jessica Gonzalez. Victims, families, and survivors came face to face with the Walmart gunman one last time today. Our crews were in the courtroom all day, and we began with KFOX 14 News at 9's Vania Castillo with what many people had to say and the extraordinary examples of grace and forgiveness that were displayed today.
Yeah, at 3:39 p.m., a painful chapter in our city's history closed. Now, Patrick Crusius, who killed 23 people and injured 22 others, will spend the rest of his natural life in prison. Now, there were a lot of things that happened inside this courtroom that I never would have imagined, and that all starts with Yvonne Tinajero. Now, she is the eldest sister of Arturo Benavides, who was one of those 23 people who was killed inside of that Walmart. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I feel in my heart to hug you very tight.
And after she'd finished sharing what it felt like to lose her brother and what life has been like without him, Judge Sam Medrano asked her if it would actually bring her peace to hug the gunman, to which she responded yes. Now, Crusius and his attorneys not really knowing what to do, but Yvonne walked straight up to Crusius. He held his hand out and she embraced him. True to her words, she held him for what felt like an eternity and whispered words into his ear.
We spoke with Yolanda's daughter, Melissa, about the moment.
My mother chose to embrace him in an act of love and forgiveness for herself. I don't know how she did it, but that's who she is. She found a place of forgiveness and a place of compassion that he didn't have for others. And I think she just wanted him to know that love conquers all, and also to feel the loss that we are experiencing.
Now, that wasn't the only person who hugged Crusius. We also saw a woman who spoke yesterday, Adriana Zandrini, who is the widow of Ivan Manzano, who spoke yesterday. Now, she came back today to ask Judge Sam Medrano if she could also hug the gunman. Now, after seeing these incredible acts of kindness and compassion, Crusius did not change at all. He was still stone cold with no reaction. And while, again, these were some incredible acts of compassion, not everyone feels the same way. There's still a lot of pain inside of this courtroom. And again, I wish that we could bring you every story to you right now, every testimony, every life impacted by this. But what I can tell you is, even though there was a lot of pain, there's something that I have never seen in the many courtrooms that I've been in, and is this amount of love, both towards those who are also in pain, towards the community that stood beside them, and to Crusius himself. Reporting from downtown El Paso, I'm Vania Castillo.
All right, Vania, thank you. We continue our coverage tonight with KFOX 14 morning anchor Selena Madrid.
Yes, Selena spoke today with family members of the victims who courageously shared their stories with us on camera. She has their stories of strength and the loved ones they lost.
I'm glad that it's over. It's been a roller coaster the past couple of days. Actually, I guess we're going on 6 years.
Nearly 6 years. 6 years since lives were shattered, since August 3rd changed El Paso forever. Dean lost his mom that day, Margie Record, a woman who left an undeniable mark on his heart.
She was a good woman. Margie Ricard.
Dean isn't from El Paso, but he says he now understands what El Paso Strong truly means.
She seemed really happy in the city of El Paso here. I could see why.
I love it here.
El Paso's been really good to us since we first started coming. I'm glad that I got to experience El Paso's kindness and love.
That same love was felt by the family of 15-year-old Javier Rodriguez, who shared his story, his smile, and his dreams with the courtroom. They brought a photo, one they held up for the gunman to see. A reminder that Javier was more than a name.
He was just a regular kid, you know, and he didn't deserve, nobody deserves any of this. He deserved to live more life and, you know, grow up and fall in love and, you know, accomplish his dreams and goals.
Javier's family delivered a powerful message to the man who tried to break them.
The message that I was trying to get across is that, you know, it doesn't matter that you drove 10 hours to try to destroy us. We're still standing. It only made us stronger.
For the family of David Johnson, the loss was unimaginable. But the fact that their child survived, stayed alive by her grandfather's side, is a wound that's still healing today.
The night before all this happened, my daughter went to go spend the night with her grandparents. They were really close. You know, we've had our rough days, our nights. I feel like what I experienced in the military, you know, I have PTSD. And I think everything that happened out there was to help me over here take care of my daughter, because now we both share something that no one should ever have to have.
It was a very emotional day as this chapter to the legal process finally came to a close. You can recap our coverage both on air and online at kfoxtv.com over the last few days, as we have had numerous crews on the ground here at the county courthouse. And I myself will be back on the KFOX 14 Morning News tomorrow, where we will continue our coverage there as well from 5 to 9 a.m. I'm reporting from the county courthouse. Selena Madrid, back to you.